Sup, people? It's your boy Sly. In this video, I'm going to talk about men approaching women. I'm going to read an article that a female wrote, okay? Titled, Dear Men, Please Stop Approaching Women at Gas Stations. So the woman here, she is a white lady. And she makes reference to some white guy approaching her. Anyhow, let's start. I held the pump handle, my head tilted, comparing the prices of leaded and unleaded gasoline. I felt my stomach grumble. Was already lunchtime? I had been on the road for 4 hours already, with several hours to go. I inserted the pump nozzle into my gas tank, squeezing the clip tight, and wondered what sort of lunch the convenience store might have to offer. That's when I heard a man's voice and was instantly filled with dread. Ray, where are you headed? He called. He was older and white, stared at me, smiling, trying to seem friendly, but he was a stranger to me, and I was traveling alone, passing through an unfamiliar highway town. I tightened my grip on the pump handle. Nowhere special, I mumbled. I was turning my head, trying to seem busy. Is that so? He said, sliding his hand into his pockets. Well, I don't recognize you. So here's this guy approaching her, trying to get to who she is and everything, and she just brushed him off. Anyhow, let's continue. I stayed silent. I watched the dollar amount rise on my screen, concentrating on the numbers, fighting the urge to flee. It was middle of the day. I told myself reasonably, and this is a busy gas station. I surveyed my surroundings. 2 other vehicles were pumping gas nearby. The convenience store was filled with customers. There was no reason to be alarmed by this strange man, right? He walked towards me. Where are you from? He asked. His arms toward me. I measured the distance between us, barely 2 feet. He was older, much bigger than me. 2 feet. He could cross the distance. I felt adrenaline surge through me. I only pumped 6 gallons, not nearly enough. I took the nozzle out of my tank anyways. I didn't go into the convenience store for food or a bathroom break, though I needed both. I turned my car back on and locked the doors. I drove away with the man's face in my left hand mirror. His eyes were squinting, his hands up aggressively as if to say, who are you to ignore me? Okay, let's dissect this bullshit right here. Okay, you have to understand something, okay? A man approached her and she did not want to talk, okay? And the convenience store was filled with customers. 2 other people were pumping gas, and she felt the need to not fill her tank and drive off, even though she had to go to the bathroom and get something to eat. So she's saying that guy was a creep just because he approached her. You see, this is the stuff you have to understand about the United States. If you approach a woman who does not find you attractive, you will be labeled a creep. You'll be labeled a stalker. That's just the way it is. Because I had this shit happen to me before. I have approached girls at bus stops, okay, and girls on the street. I've gotten negative responses just for even approaching, saying what's up, how's it going? Because in the United States these days, approaching a female is no longer common. It's no longer done. You don't approach people in public no more in the United States. You don't do it. It's not done anymore. Okay? So for her to feel the need for this woman in the article to feel the need to drive away so quickly because a man approached her, shows you how this culture has changed for the worse. Anyhow, let's continue. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. The old white stranger did. Yeah, the old white stranger wasn't the only man to approach me that week at a gas station. I usually left early in the morning, hoping the daylight might prove more security. But one evening, I couldn't avoid stopping at a gas station. While I was wait while I waited inside for the cashier, a man stared at me from behind. When I walked to my car, he followed me. How can a fine girl how can a girl so fine go home alone? Stand at my body, not my face. Well, I mean, yeah. In this case, it makes sense why she would feel that way. Okay. Later that week, at a different gas station, a man asked for my number. Another man was eager to know if I had a boyfriend. Men of all ages, at all times of day, approached me at gas stations. They made comments on my body. This is the this is what I find most. This is what I find most unsettling. Men felt wholly justified in their approach. They weren't quiet or sheepish, mumbling their words or apologizing once I seemed uncomfortable. When I ignored them, there's a visible look of disbelief or anger on their faces, as if they couldn't understand why I wouldn't want the attention. Uh, Man. Whether they realize it or not, men's entitlement to comment on and question my body in public spaces is a perpetuation of rape culture, a societal and environmental belief system that encourages male sexual aggression and supports violence against women. Like most women, especially traveling alone at gas stations, I do not feel flattered by these solicitations. When a stranger approaches me, especially a man, I feel anxious and afraid. I try to stay self-aware and vigilant because I know the statistics. A woman is beaten every 9 seconds in the United States, and 1 out of every 6 American women have been victims of attempted or completed rape. As a 20-something college student, I am 3 times more likely to experience sexual violence. Okay, I'm going to break down this bullshit she wrote here. Whether or not men, re- whether that, whether they realize it or not, men's entitlement to comment on and question my body in public spaces is a perpetuation of rape culture. Wow. Okay, so you're saying that because a man gives you a compliment, it's somehow taken as a negative thing, right? Okay, a man looks at your body in public spaces. It's now somehow encouraging rape culture, which encourages sexual aggression. See, the problem today is with women, they it's like they can take women can say anything and turn it into their own logical belief. Okay? First of all, lady, I mean, if men, I mean, as men, we look at your bodies because we look for a physical attraction. Okay? Because most of the time, men don't give a damn about your personality. You know why we say that? Because most women do not have a personality. They don't. Most women do not know anything about business, politics, nothing. And when you try to when you try to talk to these females, when you try to talk to these women about these topics, they have nothing to offer you. Okay? Apart from that, men only, not men, but people in general will only talk to you if there's a physical attraction to you. Okay? If there's an attraction, He's going to talk to you. Women do it worse than men, okay? Women, they look at your body type. They look at your style of dressing. If you don't look good in her eyes in, in both categories, they're not talking to you. Period. They're not talking to you. And now now this woman saying that, oh, for men to look at my body is just unacceptable. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay? So now looking at a woman is now a negative thing. Whatever. Then she says here, because basically she said here that because a man approaches her, it's solicitation. It's right here. She wrote it. I do not feel flattered by these solicitations. Can you? Oh my goodness. Can you imagine this bullshit right here? Do you not see why men do not talk to girls anymore in the United States? Do you not see why men no longer give compliments? Do you not see why men no longer approach anymore? This woman basically said because the men who approached her, whom she did not find attractive, is now solicitation. But if she found the guy attractive, she would have said it was flattering. She would have said, like, oh my gosh. The female mindset is so corrupted. How can you make sense of it? And she wrote here, I feel when a stranger approaches me, especially a man, I feel anxious and afraid. And she wrote here, 1 out of every 6 American women has been the victim of an attempted or completed rape. Okay, let's speak on this bullshit right here. This may be controversial, so I'm not here to attack anybody. I'm just going to speak on what I have noticed. The rape culture in the United States is pretty much not as violent as people think it is. Let me explain. You see, when you think of rape, okay, you think of a man who grabs a woman's clothing, rips it off, and just starts having sex with her. That's what you think. Okay? But that's not how it works. In today's current society we live in today, most rape that occurs is usually through alcohol and drugs. And let me explain how this works. You see, when a woman goes out with friends or goes out with a guy, she, in some cases, gets drunk. They drink too much and they start having sex. Because she regretted it, or in the new definition, because she can't consent for being drunk, it's rape. Even though she was down, even though she was okay doing it. Okay? That's what they call rape. So, that's one form of rape that pretty much happens all the time. Then you have another form of rape when girls are drugged. Usually they have a thing called date rape. Date rape is when there's some kind of drug that knocks, it's some kind of drug that knocks you out. Okay? And when that happens, you're pretty much unconscious. That's how girls are raped too. But based on what I've noticed, women go out with these losers, these men who are like players, men who are scumbags. And these women know these men are scumbags, but they still go out with them anyway. And now when these guys like drug them because they thought that he's not who they thought he was, he raped me. Okay? Yes, I agree. If someone puts a date rape drug in your drink, yes, that's foul. But at the exact same time, lady, you know this guy was a piece of shit. Why are you fucking with him? Do you not see where the problems kick in with this crap that I see? There are so many guys in the United States today who have literally stopped talking to women because everything you do to them or anything you do for them can be seen negative. Okay? This is the so-called rape culture. I don't take this rape shit seriously at all. I just don't take it seriously. I just don't. I know it sounds kind of foul to some people, but this rape culture is nonsense to me because there have been many cases where females lie about being raped and nothing happens. It happens all the time. You know? Makes no sense to me. But anyhow, let's continue. I described my gas station encounters to friends and family and even posted them on social media, hoping to start a dialogue online. Occasionally, some well-mannered person suggests I need to change my behavior to prevent these comments from happening. They recommend I wear permanent scroll while pumping gas, dress in clothing that hide my body, and carry a permit and travel with a gun. Many of these were shared by women who had taken similar precautions. I understood their position, but couldn't fight the urge to shout. The problem is not mine. I already tried these tactics, making my expression unfriendly, dressing in oversized sweatshirts, carrying visible pepper spray. Dude, I'll tell you what. You want my suggestion? Gain 50 pounds, and I bet money nobody will talk to you. Okay? All the stuff she wrote here at the last paragraph I just read, it's all bullshit. It doesn't matter what I say about it. It's all garbage. These women in the United States are just out of control. They're out of control. And if you notice, the article never said, "Dear men, please don't approach me at gas stations." No. It said, "Please don't approach women." So she's insinuating that women in general do not like to be approached. So this is why you guys need to understand, right, that dating in the United States is garbage. Now you understand why men no longer approach women, because it does nothing for them. Okay? Approaching women is a waste of time. This woman openly wrote this article. I don't want to be bothered. And that's how it is with most American chicks. They don't want you talking to them. It doesn't matter you meet them in public. It doesn't matter if you guys have chemistry or not. If she's not interested in you, in the sense where if she doesn't give you a clear sign of hanging out, she doesn't want you around her. This is why I don't waste my time anymore. I mean, guys can waste their time, spit game, all other bullshit. But this shows you how it is in American culture today. So the only way you'll get a girlfriend in America is if the girl chooses you. If the girl chooses you, then you can have a relationship with her. If not, you're wasting your time talking to her. And many of you guys know how it is. When you walk in public, like grocery stores, like in like downtown areas, you see these girls alone all the fucking time. And even though they're alone, they have no partner, they don't want you bothering them because in their eyes, they deserve the best. And they will choose who they want. So basically, it's more like, just sit back. Unless a girl approaches you, you'll stay single. That's pretty much the mindset you're going to get from this. So, I mean, it is what it is at this point. I don't take females seriously anymore. If guys want to keep on chasing, more power to you. But I'm not wasting my time. So, let me know what you think. Peace.